Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Sunday to you all. Yes, I am late once again. OST Saturdays coming to you on a Sunday. This is episode 46. It's episode 46 of OST Saturday, our weekly rundown of OSTs from the K-pop world. And we start today with a little bit of bad news. There's a very high possibility that this becomes the last episode of OST Saturday we have this year. Um, to explain a little bit, I'm going home, like Japan home for the holidays and possibly for a little bit longer than that. I fly out Friday evening, which means I land Saturday night in Japan, and then I have a whole bunch of admin stuff I need to get sorted over the next couple weeks. And then, of course, it's Christmas and things like that, so if I can squeeze in a Saturday to listen to some OSTs, I may do so. But there is a non-zero chance that episode 46 is the final episode of OST Saturdays for the year, which is slightly sad because I love this series, but at the end of the day, real life comes first, and yeah, we'll make do with what we can work with. Having said that, this won't be the last piece of OST content we get, because year-end awards, LT K-pop Awards 2023 will have, once again, a top OST list, and in fact, it will be a top 20 OST list, since last year was an incomplete list, sitting at the top 10, because I really didn't watch a whole lot, and I didn't listen to a whole lot, but now that we've spent, the past 46 weeks listening to a whole bunch of OSTs, there's a lot of candidates up for grabs, or fighting for that top spot, so top 20 OST of the year list will be coming at the very end of the year, along with all the other award show type things that we have coming up. So look forward to that in the near future. But let's finish strongly, shall we? We have got quite a stacked list, I must say. Got a little bit of Inseong from SF9, who is from a group that I really don't know all that well, apart from Yoo Hweseung. So this will be a great learning experience for me. Oh, and I guess Zuho after Puzzle. But we've got Miss Park Eun-bin coming back for Castaway Diva once again. Got a little bit of a webtoon block featuring the king of performance himself, Mr. Taemin, Miss Seola of WJSN, who got announced that is making a solo debut next year, which is very exciting, and Mr. Hweseung of N Flying, who I love dearly, and then finishing up with the most recent one, which actually technically dropped today, Mr. DK from 17. So let's get into it. DJ, roll the intro. I have to give a little bit of a preemptive warning. I am, as you can see, not in the room. I'm downstairs in the basement office. And I don't know what's going on, like, tech-wise, but my webcam audio and my recorded audio seems to be very out of sync today for some reason. Also, I'm doing it in power saver mode because I'm charging, or I forgot to charge it last night, so I'm hoping everything's gonna hold out well. But without further ado, let's get started. Mr. Inseong is SF9 with the song Say I Love You for The Matchmakers, which is, I believe, a show we've covered before on Le Channel, or on Le OST Saturday, so this will be fun. And plus, SF9 are a group that, I'm trying to think, what, was Puzzle the only SF9 release we had this year? To be fair, that was a pretty good release, though. I thoroughly enjoyed that. But anyways, can't get too distracted because we have a lot of music to get through and not a lot of time. So let's go. Love that gentle crescendo before even the song starts properly. That's not what I expected there. Let it grow. That grows very tasty. This is a very interesting song because there's a lot of filler. Like, you get a bunch of interlude phrases, which is very cool. Again, extend that phrase. Bring in a little bit of the crunchier lower strings there, and then big flourish. Oh, we're getting a little bit tasty with the rhythms. A little bit of syncopation. Oh, this song has so many little details going. Oh, and that finish, having the guitar go from high to low. That's a tune. That's a very well-written tune. It's, classic drama ballad, right? But what it does is the song has so much going on in terms of like extending certain phrases to really build the suspense. Like that pre-chorus has that extra little moment of sustain to it, where it just they hold it and they draw it out one more measure. And that happens a lot throughout the song, where they add an extra measure to really just kind of elongate the feeling of it, or elongate the dramaticness of it, the build of it, to really bring home that whoosh factor, if you want to call it that. That song has, in terms of OSTs, one of my favorite releases, I think, is it's got the extended pre-chorus where they add one more block to it. They have the heavy lower strings bringing in the, it's kind of like announcing the imminent arrival of the chorus release, right? And then that chorus goes from that nice lower, like cello and bass section, and it so quickly but so naturally evolves into this shoulder string section. And that transition is one of the smoothest that I have listened to in a hot minute. And also, Inseong's voice is very nice indeed. SF9, I really need to get into SF9 properly. Like, I genuinely don't remember if we had one after Puzzle or not. Like, a release after Puzzle. But, like, SF9 are a group that I should know more about. I just haven't gotten into them yet. One day. I'll add them to the list of groups that I need to get around to, because Lord knows that list is way too big. But we keep moving. Miss Park Eun-bin from Castaway Diva. This is a show that we're very familiar with around here. We've covered a lot of songs from this show. With good reason, because the music from this show is brilliant. And I'm pretty sure this is, if we count it might have been a couple weeks ago, it might have been last week when we had 2 songs back to back from Miss Bin. I believe this makes song number either 3 or 4 from the show where she's partaking in it, which is very exciting. But this is Until the End from Castaway Diva. Again, the fact that this show has made repeat appearances should explain for itself. The kind of like star-studded artist list has been impeccable, but the music that they have produced for the show has also been impeccable. So let's continue. Ignore the frame rate. It'll sort itself out eventually. Oh, that really snuck up out of nowhere. That's a great chord sequence. Love that chord sequence. She's also got a very lovely voice. Works for a lot of genres. I love the dramatic suspense that chord holds, that minor. It's like the 4-chord sequence, and then that last chord gets the minor version of it. And it creates such a nice sensation for a release. Also, the tremolo on the shoulder strings helps too. Wow, that release, no indicator of when it was gonna come in. That's cool. Throw in a key change one time, Yoo Hweseung, then hell yeah. Okay, I know we skipped ahead there, but that key changes everything. The song already has this kind of like hopeful feeling to it, right? And you get acclimatized to the key that it's been written in. It's very nice. It's a very bright song. I'm pretty sure it's G major or something along. It's like G, C, D, E minor. Throw in a couple of extra C minor chords in there, and it's a very lovely song to listen to. And it's a very warm, very happy type of song to listen to. And then the key change comes along. That key change just bumps up that brightness and the happiness, just that one extra notch, especially once you get really used to the type of, the sound and the key that it's originally been written in. Just kind of give it one extra little boost at the end. Everything to me. Her voice is great. The song sounds amazing. The chords are very friendly to the ears. That key change does so much right. Can't really complain about that one, can we? And of course, y'all, I've said it so many times, you're probably sick of me saying it, but I grew up playing violin, having any song, I mean, especially, we're what, 2 for 2 when it comes to songs with string elements to it, so I'm not gonna complain, like, it's playing right into my hands, so I'm very pleased with that. But we gotta keep moving. This is Mr. Taemin himself, king of performances, Mr. Taemin. I wonder, is his promotion cycle over for Guilty already? Has it been that long? Time isn't real anymore. But anyways, Taemin with a webtoon block. We actually have a little bit of a webtoon kind of section this week. I believe this will be the most amount of webtoon OSTs we've covered in 1 week, which is very exciting. But this is Taemin with Draw for the webtoon No Office Romance. Now, I almost want to say like webtoon OSTs are written a little bit differently, but we don't listen to enough of them to really, for me to kind of like give a definitive answer or a definitive opinion. So just gonna enjoy some Taemin music because it's Taemin. Oh, and we have English subs. Might not be reading them because I'm gonna be too distracted with the music, but if you know me, that's pretty standard. Oof. I'm quite hungry. It's almost lunchtime.
새하얀 종이 위에 그날을 그려 기억을 돌아가 흘러가는 시간 속에 널 반복해 희미한 추억의 색이 더해질수록 선명해지는 너를 내가 내주고
Oh, nice long sustain.
오늘도 draw 다시 한번 내게 말해줘 처음처럼 웃을 수 있게 miss you, I miss you
The fact that he just kind of like steps up higher into his head voice every single time. It gets more breathier, the vibrato becomes more pronounced. A little bit of a more pronounced riser here. And it's so natural too, because like when you listen to that first note, it's already going to tell you it's going to keep going up, right? So it's just, it does all the hard work for you. You just have to go along for the ride. Hello, cello section, I hear ya. He's getting up there. A little bit of unison cello and Taemin action there. He's putting his foot down a little bit, putting a little more power into it. Oh, interesting. That one cycle through that ascending chorus line got the power to it, because he's back into his more breathier tone now. outro moment too. Draw it out, draw it out. Oh. And end with the sustained chord at the end there. Or actually it's a minor 7 chord at the end there, but oh. It's just a good song. It's just a good song. It's got the acoustic instrumental elements that I love. That cello, once it kicked in, was absolutely spectacular. I know it's almost lunchtime. But once that cello came in from the second verse onwards, it was like, oh, like this song already with just the piano and the guitar and the drums was great. I thought it fit Taemin's voice so well. It's that soft, gentle, breathy voice of his once he gets into that higher range. I thought it was going to be really good. But then that cello came in from the second verse onwards. It's like the thing I didn't know I needed in my life is there, and it just made everything go poof. It's like the missing ingredient you didn't know was missing. That cello part. Oh. And yes, it's probably biased because I grew up around string instruments. Sue me. I love the cello, man. And I love that there were certain points where the cello wasn't just another instrumental part, but it kind of provided Taemin with like a vocal harmony part too. Especially in that bridge and the final chorus where you can kind of hear the cello almost doing a unison harmony along with Taemin's vocal part. That's very cool. Moving on to the next webtoon. This one, the YouTube title is all in Korean, so I'm gonna move over to my cheat sheet. Miss Seola. Yeah, out of nowhere, got announced that she's doing a solo release next year, which is tremendously exciting because Lord knows the Yoo Hweseungs have just been absolutely chucked into the basement of Starship after contract renewals happened later this year? In the second half of this year? I forget when it happened. I've kind of pushed that out of my mind a little bit, considering both of my biases left Starship, but who knows what's going to happen with the Yoo Hweseungs next year? I have no idea. The only person, or the only two people I really know of from Ujusonyo that are doing anything at the moment is Dayoung, who's just got a whole bunch of stuff going on her plate at the moment, which is very cool. Like she's an ambassador for an excavator company. Like, of course, Dayoung would be the person to pull that off, and then Yoram, who's the leader of Elza, who's doing stages and stuff at the moment. So I'm just gonna be happy that we're gonna get some glimpse of the Yoo Hweseungs being active next year, or at least that it's been announced. I'm really hoping we get a group comeback of some sort, but knowing how the company can be at certain times, I don't know. Although we only have what day is it today? Today's the 3rd of December, which means 4 weeks until As You Wish makes its annual return. I'm very much looking forward to that, but I've waffled enough about the Yoo Hweseung situation at the moment. This is Miss Seola, of course, from Ujusonyo with the song By My Side for the webtoon, The Beloved Little Princess. Again, webtoon, possibly a little bit different, but I don't know, Seola's capable of doing quite a wide range of stuff vocally, so let's see what she's brought to the table today.
흔들리듯 걸음을 떼며 모든 곳에 네가 있어
Ooh,
기다림이
she's sitting like low at the end there.
마음이 널 원하는 것
Oh, the wailing guitar.
내 마음은 한없이 작다는 듯 별들은 흘러가고 나의 곁이면 내 옆에 서면
A riser driven entirely by the vocal part.
너의 향기
She really gave it some beans there in the chorus there. It's such a big contrast because this verse part really doesn't have a whole lot of punch behind it. I was kind of hoping she would go down to that low note again there. Okay, this time we got a little bit more pronounced riser from the instrumental part. Still very vocally driven, this song. That pulsing beat is growing a little bit stronger now. And then back to the very raw instrumental part. Oh, we're not gonna get a vocal release afterwards. Wow. Okay, that release at the end was very cool because when you hear that electric bass kind of get a little feel of its own, I I don't know if it's my brain just not processing it, but that bass had pretty much minimal prominence throughout the song. If it was there, it just provided the lower end in the background, and that's about it. So to finish with that nice, really gentle, like descending scale, and then throw in a little bass fill at the end, oh, that's very interesting. This song, though, is it almost feels like an enigma to me in such an interesting way because the instrumental part does such a good job of supplying Sola with like a little bit of a launch pad because her voice is very much front and center for this song, regardless of where she's singing in the vocal register, how much power she's singing with. Sola's voice is front and center, and the instrumental part is there to like support her from the bottom or the back. But at the same time, the instrumental part is actually quite busy if you really deep it. There's a lot of like rhythmic stuff going on. There's some really well placed crescendos here and there, the little fills, a couple of glissandos. It's all really well done, but it's done in a way where it doesn't take the attention away from Sola, who is very much the focal center of this song. That's very surprising to me, especially with like the instrumental choices that they use. My brain normally would go to the instrumental part a lot of times, but for the most part my brain was very much locked in with Sola, and I mean that also says quite a bit about her voice because her voice, once she kind of like unleashes her true potential, is actually quite a captivating voice. I think an uh, I don't know if underappreciated is the right word, but like an underrated vocal Sola is. But that instrumental part's really good. But it plays so well. It's like that one person in the group project who does most of the work but doesn't like complain about it, just gets the job done, gets everything done so that everyone else gets a good grade. I see you, instrumental section. That was good. Right. And Mr. Hweseung, who I don't know how much we've covered of his, but I feel like we've covered a lot of his stuff, which is great because I love his voice. But Mr. Hweseung, of course, of N Flying. What's the flying situation at the moment in terms of military enlistment? Um, I'll probably look it up in my own time, but feel free to comment it in the comment section below if you do know what's going on, because I haven't, like, I don't keep tabs with and flying that closely to know, like, who's coming back when. I also don't know all the members yet. Don't kill me in the comments. But Mr. Hweseung, Love Me Baby for the final webtoon, My Reason to Die. Again, another vocalist who's very capable of doing a tremendously wide range of vocals. So let's find out.
어느 줄을 돌아 널 맴돌고 있어 영원히 난 떠나 갈 수조차 없어 함께 부딪혀 쓰러질 것 같아 발버둥 쳐봐도 버틸 수가 없어 너에게로 날아가 날아가 손을 뻗어 날아가 어딘가에서 날 본다면 외면하지 말아줘
Oh, I did not expect you to take it up there, sir.
혼자 충분히 아파 한없이 버거워 끝없이 차가워 너마저 날 떠나간다면 아무 의미가 없어 Let me be
Oh, that's the release. Wow. Again, a song that's very vocally prominent.
어디에 있는지 찾을 수도 없어 보기도 못해서 돌이킬 수 없어 너에게로 날아가 날아가 손을 뻗어 날아가 어딘가에서 날 본다면 외면하지
It feels right at home. I mean, the rock element in the instrumental part definitely helps, considering, you know, he's vocalist of N Flying, but it's a song that works for him. It lets him kind of unleash the emotional power vocals that he's capable of doing. And the big, impactful, high held notes.
시간이 지나갈수록 더 통제할 수도 없어 가슴 깊숙이 파고 들어 처음으로 아파 한없이 버거워 끝없이 차가워 너마저 날 떠나간
Whenever Hweseung has a nice, long held high note, my attention just gets sucked in. I can't like focus on anything else. I forget to breathe sometimes when I listen to his high notes. It's insane how much power he has over me. God, his voices. His voice is unbelievable. It holds so much power over me, and I hate to admit it, but I get so distracted when I listen to Hweseung sing. It's actually not good. Like, unless it's a song like what was their anniversary one? Blue Moon from earlier on in the year. I was listening to like some N-Flying stuff in the car the other day on the highway. And I got so distracted by Hweseung's vocals that I didn't realize the speed limit had changed. Like on the highway, it was 65 when I was listening to his music, and then all of a sudden it was 70, and there were like semis passing me. I'm like, what is happening? Oh shoot, the speed limit's changed. His voice is just, I get so sucked into it. Like, this is such a tall ask, and I don't think this is ever going to happen, unfortunately. But if I ever have the opportunity to ever see a group live, I would love to experience that flying live, just to be able to bask in the glory that is Yoo Hweseung's voice in person. Because I would genuinely just jaw slack, just completely still, just entirely mesmerized by his voice. I'm gonna go listen to some more in flying after this. Oh man. Okay. One final song to go. Mr. DK, Mr. Dokyeom of 17 with the song Short Hair for the brand new drama Welcome to Samdalgi. And when I was doing research for this and like pulling stuff up, I saw that whatchamacallit, that there's gonna be a Taeyeon, a Tengu OST inclusion for this show later down the road, which is very exciting. I'll keep my eyes out for that. If, of course, I'm able to record OST Saturdays, we'll figure out what we're going to do moving forward. But brand new show on the scene, and do love a little bit of Dokyeom. He's had a busy year this year. And I also see that this is JTBC, so possibly thumbnail might be on that side. We'll find out, but that's a problem for editor and me to figure out. Let's finish strong, shall we? Why did that opening give me Wii Sports Resort vibes? It's legitimately giving me Wii Sports Resort vibes. Why? Oh, love that the bass got a little bit of action there. And there's the classic Dokyeom power vocal that I've been waiting for. I want to say like the Wii Sports Resort thing has changed a little bit, but it's still there. It's the rhythm, the key, and the instrumentals they're using is just... Why does it feel that way? Like there is that kind of like summery feel to it, the summery like vacation vibe, which is... Honestly, it works. I was not expecting the song to get that kind of like heavier instrumental kick at the right at the end of that bridge there. That caught me so off guard. I forgot what I was going to say. I had a comment I wanted to make. Oh, free meterette. There's the release. I unironically really like that. Wait, huh? Wait, that's really nice. There's I if you have listened to this along with me, do let me know if I'm like the only one that feels that way, but does hold on. At the risk of running into copyright issues, it's not this part. From here. It's this melody. Does that not give you Wii Sports Resort vibes? Just me? It might just be me, but I don't know, there's just something about that that is just so nostalgic to me. But like all in all, the Wii Sports Resort nostalgia aside, it really works for me. DK's voice, I think, really does wonders for this type of like not extremely fast, bright music. And I think the instrumental choices are really smart too, especially that first verse when you get that main motif, the being played by all the various instruments that are within the instrumental section. I think that's so clever because then you kind of like get it's like on old like rock bands from like the 70s and 80s whenever you go to a live set, every single member minus the vocalist usually gets like a solo moment at some point. It's like that, but in short form, and it works. I think the instrumental choices work really well. This song really harnesses that kind of brightness that's not like sickly sweet, bright, and happy, but it's got that. How do you explain it? It's got the like the kind of warm, light brightness that you want from something. You can just kind of like, like very much in the MV, drive along and just like sing along to it with a smile on your face. It's not too in your face, it's not too loud. It's just a nice, soft, bright song to listen to. And it makes it a really good OST song, I think. I just can't get over that Wii Sports Resort thing. That's crazy. Unironically, though, that might be my favorite thing about the song is the fact that it reminds me of that. Genuinely do let me know if I'm just weird or if I just have too much Wii Sports Resort like playing time, because Lord knows I played the living daylights out of that when I was a kid. I'm telling you, man, OSTs are a good time. And if this ends up being the final time we do an OST countdown for this year, it's been such an enjoyable journey until this point. I don't even know how many songs we've listened to, but 46 weeks, if we average 6 songs a week, we'll say 5 to make the math easier, 46 times 230 songs just in OSTs this year. And I'm pretty sure we've cleared that because there's some weeks where we had like 7 or 8. There was one week where we had 13, if you remember that, right before I went on my little moving hiatus. But I love OSTs, man. There's a reason why this series has stuck around for so long. Like, numbers wise, and I've never really focused on the numbers for whatever I put out, but numbers wise, this usually doesn't do all that well, all things considered. But it's so much fun because these are songs that would normally not get posted around a lot. Because OSTs really do not get a lot of attention from the media, do not get a lot of traction on social media fronts unless you're like a diehard fan of that artist. And as we found out throughout this year, OSTs are usually kind of hidden gems because they're very good. Especially as someone like me who really loves emotional stuff, because these are meant to be attached to whatever's happening on screen, right? There's a story happening on screen. These musical pieces are meant to accommodate what's happening on screen. They're usually written in a way where human emotion plays a really big factor in it. And because of it, I love OSTs. And I'm glad we got to do all of these this year. It's been a joy. It's been a blast. Hopefully, you all enjoyed it as well. But that is it for me today. Thank you for all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today. Let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be, checking with your friends and family, holding the door up for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, an ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I will see you for OSTs whenever I see you next time, whether that be sometime later in the month or whether that be sometime else moving forward. I will see you all next time. Bye bye. Oh, happy holidays to you all, because yes, it is December now. Hope plenty of holidays coming up, so hopefully you all have a good holiday season. If you've got school to wrap up, hopefully your finals go well, your final projects, your final exams go well. Study hard, rooting for you. Stay healthy, the weather's going to be a really topsy-turvy soon. And yeah, have a great time with the family, with some friends, celebrate, take a load off, enjoy the holidays, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.